Welcome back to Sports Radio 810's pre-race show here at Kansas Speedway. Joining us now is Clint Bowyer, who qualified third. Clint, you got to be happy with the speed out of that car.
Yeah, so far so good. Our 5-hour Energy Toyota was pretty fast. Anytime you're that close, it seems like the last 3 or 4 weeks here we've just been within 100th or a couple thousandths of being on the pole. So we need to get one of those by the end of the year. We're working hard on it. Obviously, for this race, the repave at Kansas, it goes a long way starting up front. It's going to be extremely hard to pass. Having a good pit stall on pit road is going to be crucial. So, got a good starting spot, starting up in clean air, and aim to keep it up there.
Clint, how much more speed bailing off into the corner? Do you sense the speed difference from the old pavement to the new?
Yeah. I mean, it's extremely fast. That qualifying lap on a track, obviously a 1.5 mile track. We've seen speeds like that, but it's at Charlotte to where you got a lot more bank to hold you in there. I mean, this place to have the grip level in the racetrack and to have those speeds the way they were is extremely fast for a track like this.
Do you roll up all the way out of the gas now, or do you get all the way out and have to settle the car down, or you
have to lift just for a second, to unlock the locker and get the thing pointed and your back wide open. I mean, that was about as fast as I wanted to go around here. And almost got it done. We're just a little off. But, the race is going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of strategy that goes into it. You're not going to know, truly who has a handle on it until the end. Seems like there's always cars that'll take off, up front. Just looking at the lineup here, Casey and myself are on the bottom. We're going to enjoy that clean air at the start of this race, but eventually we're going to have to pit. We're going to have to, probably I'd say the first run, depending on how long it is, you'll either take fuel only or 2 tires, but eventually you're going to have to put 4 on it, and that's when somebody else is going to be able to capitalize and go from the back to the front because they were able to put fuel only or 2 tires on, and I think that's just going to be a constant cycle like that until the end. You've got to be able to line yourself up for those last couple stops to either do 2 tires or fuel only to keep track position at the end.
Let me ask you this, because the unknown of the tire, obviously it's a pretty decent tire, but we have seen some failures. But what I want to ask you is, do you think guys will take the chance in doing 2 tire stops? Because track position obviously is going to be very, very important to get up through the field here.
Oh, there'll be guys taking no tires, fuel only.
You think so with the?
Oh yeah. I mean, this tires. Obviously, you saw those tire issues last night with the ARCA cars, but that's a completely different tire. So yeah, they'll be. This is the Michigan tire, which is we're familiar with the tire. It's
no concerns
it's dependable.
For you, then.
But it's getting the fuel in it and getting a represent back in it is that's the clean air is more important than the tires.
For many years, you were used to running the Nationwide or the truck race and companion with the Cup event. How much do you learn running those events, and do you wish you were out here this afternoon to learn more, or can you learn all you need to do just by watching?
Well, I can. You can pretty much learn all you need to do. I mean, there's exceptions to that rule. The road courses, the super speedways. It seems like on our restricted plate tracks we don't get to practice anymore. So it's. I think it's beneficial to get out there, work with your spotter, work traffic and things like that. But, there's not a lot of opportunities with the Toyota camp to be able to do that. We're trying to get some doors open, and basically, if you can't get in a Gibbs car, you can't go racing. So, trying to open some doors and make something work because I enjoy racing in the Nationwide Series and the Truck Series.
Got to ask you, we put a poll up on RacinBoys when you took the job over at Michael Waltrip Racing.
Oh.
And there wasn't a lot of people that thought you would even win a race. Did you sense that people thought that this might be a higher
risk?
I
thought that.
Well, you didn't think you'd win a race this year?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I just didn't know. I thought we could win races, and we're capable of winning races, but I thought it would take time. I didn't think that the organization was quite where they needed to be yet. I knew there was a lot of pieces of the puzzle that were coming, on down the line. It just, was going to take time, to get it all put together. Communication and teamwork is so important. You hear us talk about it week in and week out. I mean, it's crucial. So to be able to have the success we've had in a short amount of time, the way we've had it, it's just, it's above and beyond expectations for myself and pretty much everybody. I mean, not only have we won 3 races, we're still competing for a championship. Our first year together. So I think it speaks volumes about what we got going on, a determination of a young group, and it's fun to be a part of it.
We talked to you in the off season last year, right after you had your first test with Brian Patty. You seemed really excited after that first test. You had a good feeling about working relationship with Brian right from the get-go, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he was the guy. Here's at the end of the day, he's the only time in my whole career I've been able to say, I want that guy, and pick my crew chief and not have one chose for me and say, this is your crew chief, you guys go out and win races. So that was a good situation to have. When it's your idea, you're bound to think it's better and it's going to work out better anyway.
I told you so.
Yeah, so, certainly we've done a good job together. We're just a lot share a lot in common. Our backgrounds are the same, love for dirt racing and things like that. So we have a lot of fun, sharing the success and we push each other to be better. So it's a good combination for sure.
Clint, we've got to talk to you quickly about this concussion deal that's going on with Junior. And do you know if you've had a concussion before after a wreck?
Well, I mean, I've probably had the symptoms for sure.
Right.
It's just, back in the dirt days. I mean,
right.
Racing's, you're out there running 200 miles an hour, and every now and then you hit the wall.
Newsflash, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, there's big football players that run into each other and get concussions, but they're not going 200 mile an hour. Right. That wall's really big, and that car's even bigger than any football I've ever been in. That's the one thing that you do worry about in this sport is, you don't have broken bones and blown out knees and things like that in this sport, but what you do have is a chance at a head injury of hitting a wall. I mean, they've done such a good job of creating a safe environment, but we're raining, Denny, he hit 202 mile an hour, and that was after he about spun out, hit the apron. He was, scrubbing speed off in a big way, trying to get slowed down, foot all over the brake, and he still hit the wall running 202 mile an hour. I mean, that's you're bound to be sore after that. But concussions are, definitely a part of seems like any sport. You just got to be able to understand what's going on and understand. Everybody knows their bodies, and if he was having a lot of weird symptoms that he wasn't normally used to having, and he's wrecked plenty of times. So that's one thing we all share, is we've all been down that road, and if you're a few weeks down the line and you're still not feeling right, something's wrong,
right?
So I think that's the same thing that you hear football players have. I mean, most of the time, yes, you get hit hard, you get your bell rung. Yeah, it hurts. It probably is going to hurt for a day or two, but you get over it.
Right.
And he
or
did.
so you think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not even that. I mean, I mean, you do get over it, and he, like I said, the bell wasn't. It was still ringing.
Yeah.
And that's why he had the headaches and he had the symptoms.
Right.
I mean, those are the things you got to understand that what's going on and make sure you get some help.
I thought you brought up a good point the other day when you're talking about there's more people, there's a lot of people involved here besides just the driver, and Junior understands this as a car owner, but just
sponsors and people invested. And
yeah, I mean, you got a lot of people to consider, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of lives at stake, families, just a lot of people. A lot of money on sponsors, and you're talking millions of dollars. So they, to act like it wasn't a big deal for Junior to get out of that car, it was a huge deal for him. He understands his obligation. He understands, his want to race. I mean, you basically got to drag us out of these cars because we're going to somehow get back in them.
All right, speaking of wrecks, dude, that wreck at Talladega.
Yeah, that was
First
a wild
of all, I just want to know, how much of the suspension did you see of that car when he's up there in your window?
His tire kind of came in my window, actually, and I knew my window net had broke about 10 laps before that, and I was holding it to keep him from seeing it. So when his tire comes flying up at me, I let go of the window net. Well, it's hitting me in the head, and then I look over, and there's a Goodyear attached to an automobile about
Holy
a foot
crap,
from my
man.
head. I was like, oh, my God, get away from this deal. But, the whole time, I mean, everything's at stake. You're racing for a championship. I was just trying to focus on keeping it pointed straight so I could, hopefully get back to the line because I knew there was a bunch of cars in it. And, I mean, that's the crazy thing about racing. There's so much going on, bouncing off of you, and one of them's on top of you, and you're still trying to keep it pointed in the right direction so you can get back to the line.
That was nuts, man.
That's a hard hit, though. I hit Stewart hard. That's about as hard as you can hit somebody on
Hard
the track.
enough to flip him over, basically, right?
Yeah. If I hit him right in the door, I had that ARCA car last night, dude. That was wild.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Clint, with everything that's going on with you right now, how do you keep yourself in the game? We've watched you race when you were a kid. You're a great point racer. You understand what you got to do. Let's talk about what it's going to take to win this championship, where you're at right now. You got to be oozing with confidence.
I am. We've got a lot to accomplish yet. I mean, this racetrack, we've got to overcome Kansas Speedway. Somehow, some way, we got to get out of here with the top 5, and anybody knows if they follow the sport, if you're running in the top 5, you're going to have a shot at a win. We've been working hard on our fuel mileage game. This could come down to a fuel mileage race. But these 1.5 mile tracks have been my struggle in the past. We're running a lot better at them. Finally got a win last week at Charlotte on 1.5 miles. So got to be able to overcome this racetrack, get out of here with a good finish, roll into Martinsville. I think we can win at Martinsville. I'm telling you, we've gotten close, almost won it in the spring, and that's going to be a good track for me. We'll hopefully, if there's anything left of that thing, we'll take it right back to Phoenix and have a shot at them out there. So Brian's built a pretty good hot ride for Martinsville in these short tracks, and we're all proud of it and kind of anticipate and get it on a track.
Did you see Jeff Gordon on Wind Tunnel?
He
was on there, and he said that Talladega is not real racing, that it's entertainment. My question to you is, and you've won on fuel mileage, would that be the same thing for fuel mileage races? Is it not racing when you're not racing each other to the line and who's the fastest car? I mean, when it comes down to you pedaling, saving gas, or restrictor plate racing.
Well, here's the
thing. I think all of it's racing myself, but I thought it was a little over the top to say that it's just a form of entertainment.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I've been able to overcome, racetracks. I thought it was a lot more getting closer to the word racing at a place like Talladega when we could two-car tandem.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you could work together and overcome a lot, control your own destiny. I mean, let me tell you, that deal the other week, it was just you're holding it wide open and you're going to wreck. You just hope that you get through it.
Right.
And there's a tremendous amount of luck involved.
The fans love pack racing, though.
Hey, I'm a fan of this. I love it, and they love it because they want to see that big wreck that happened. But
yeah.
What I want to try to accomplish is a little bit better race, throughout the race. I mean, it's either shorten it up or do something because it's you just kind of ride around there anticipating that last 20 laps, and then it's go time and all hell breaks loose. So
we ride at a lot of these races, though, don't we, in the middle portion?
Well, but a lot of them you have to strategize and do things. Just like here, 2 tires, no tires, 4 tires, and strategize of when you're going to have to do that 4-tire cycle and lose that track position, and how you're going to gain it back, and when you're going to gain it back to set yourself up for the end. So there's a lot more that goes into it at a track like this versus Talladega. I mean, you just come in. Most of the time, we would put 4 tires on, and either we'd stay out and lead a lap and let everybody pit and come in when the lap down cars came in, or we come in and just sit there and roll out, last and ride around. I mean, it's not what you want to do, but it's how if you go out there and wreck halfway through the race, you can't be mad at anybody. I don't care who caused it. You can't be mad at it. I mean, you can only be mad at yourself because you were the one dumb enough to drive right up there and allow yourself to get in
that position to get in it.
That's right.
Right. All right. Before we let you go, I haven't heard a straight answer once about this burn off. I heard you chunked out a drive shaft. Somebody did something about. Hold on. Something about somebody not knowing how to do a burnout in an expensive car. You give them the best advice. I'm hearing that you told them, and we all know if you do a burnout, you can't start in low gear. You got to start in second. Get the wheel spin going. What happened?
I don't know what happened. It was, but
nobody is going to get an answer.
There was something about a burnout, and Our drive shaft, yes.
That's all you're going to confirm. All right,
Thank
Clint,
you,
thanks
guys.
so much, buddy.
The burnout's going to happen right here at Kansas Speedway,
Yes.
and that's really what it's
Even if
supposed
we
to be,
win
right?
and we're out of gas, they said we'll bring you some gas. You can do a burnout. But let me tell you, if we ever win here, it's bound to be a big time.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Clint.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
All right,
Clint.
buddy. That's Clint Bowyer. We'll be back with more from Kansas Speedway in a moment.